Voyager 1 is the farthest human-made object from Earth, traveling through deep space for almost 50 years. Launched in 1977, it still surprises us with new discoveries and the clever solutions from its team of engineers. Voyager 1, humanity's lone messenger to the stars, had been silently drifting into the cosmos. But now, without warning, it stopped. No alarms, no collision, just stillness. Out there beyond the reach of planets and stars, where nothing should exist, something had reached out. Then suddenly came the mysterious signals, distorted, unnatural. And not from us. Had Voyager 1 just encountered something in the darkness? Or had something found it first, the anomalous machine? In September 1977, NASA launched Voyager 1, a spacecraft designed to explore the outer reaches of our solar system. It provided humanity with its first close-up images of Jupiter and Saturn, revolutionizing our understanding of these gas giants. But its mission didn't end there. After completing its planetary tour, Voyager 1 continued its lonely journey into interstellar space, carrying the famous Golden Record, a time capsule of Earth's sounds and images intended as a message to any potential extraterrestrial civilizations. By 2012, Voyager 1 had made history by becoming the first human-made object to cross the heliopause, the boundary where the sun's influence ends and true interstellar space begins. Scientists expected it to continue on its trajectory indefinitely, a silent observer drifting through the cosmos. But nearly 50 years after its launch, something unexpected happened, something that defied all scientific predictions. Without warning, Voyager 1 began sending back bizarre signals that no one could explain. The data it transmitted was unlike anything seen before. At first, NASA's Deep Space Network assumed it was a technical malfunction. After all, the spacecraft was operating on outdated technology from the 70s. But as engineers combed through the data, a disturbing realization set in. The anomalies weren't coming from a failing system or corrupted software. The signals indicated that Voyager 1's trajectory had changed. Something was pulling it back. This should have been impossible. At a staggering distance of over 15 billion miles from Earth, Voyager 1 was well beyond the gravitational influence of the Sun, or any known celestial body. There were no planets, no asteroids, and no stars close enough to exert any measurable force, and yet its movement had shifted. Was Voyager 1 being influenced by an unseen cosmic force? Some scientists speculated that it could have encountered an uncharted mass, a rogue planet, or an undiscovered celestial object drifting through interstellar space. Others entertained the possibility of a primordial black hole, an ancient remnant of the early universe, too small to be detected by conventional telescopes, but still capable of warping space-time. But then the mystery deepened. While analyzing Voyager 1's transmissions, NASA detected something even more unsettling. Hidden within the usual radio noise was a structured signal, one that did not originate from the spacecraft itself. At first, scientists assumed it was interference, perhaps a naturally occurring cosmic phenomenon. But as they studied it further, the pattern became undeniable. The signal wasn't random. It was deliberate. It followed a repeating sequence eerily, similar to the mathematical rhythms of coded transmissions. Unlike the chaotic bursts from pulsars or the distant hum of quasars, this pattern suggested intent and intelligence. But intelligence from where? Was this an unknown celestial phenomenon? Some strange interaction between Voyager 1 and an interstellar force we had yet to comprehend? Or was it something more chilling, evidence that we were not alone? For decades, scientists have speculated about the possibility of extraterrestrial life, yet every attempt to detect intelligent signals from space has yielded nothing conclusive. But what if we had been looking in the wrong places? What if the answer was out there, waiting, and Voyager 1 had unknowingly stumbled upon it? Some researchers fear that the signal could be an attempt at communication, an unknown entity reaching out, responding to Voyager 1's presence. If that's the case, what are they trying to say? A greeting? A warning? Or something else entirely? Others suggest a more ominous possibility. What if Voyager 1 has ventured into a region of space that was never meant to be explored? What if the reason we have never encountered other civilizations is that they have deliberately remained hidden? And what if, by reaching beyond our solar system, we have unknowingly alerted something to our existence? something that had no intention of being found. NASA is now faced with an unprecedented mystery. The signals continue, but no one knows what they truly mean. Is this a scientific anomaly, a natural but unexplored force acting on it, or has humanity just made its first and possibly most dangerous contact with something beyond our comprehension? The unseen presence. At first, this seemed impossible. Voyager 1 had already passed beyond the influence of any known celestial bodies, drifting in the silent, empty void between the stars. It should have been moving in a predictable, linear trajectory, just as physics dictated. But the data told a different story. Something was there, something massive, something powerful enough to disrupt its movement, yet when NASA analyzed the surrounding space, they found nothing. No visible planets, no asteroids, no stars. Whatever this entity was, it wasn't emitting any detectable light or radiation. It was completely invisible to traditional methods of observation, but its gravitational pull was undeniable. This left only a few possibilities. One theory suggested that Voyager 1 had encountered a rogue planet, a massive world wandering the galaxy untethered to any star. These planets, though rare, do exist, ejected from their home solar systems and left to drift through interstellar space, but even the darkest planets can be detected by the way they block background starlight. This object, however, remained completely undetectable. The next possibility was even more unsettling: a dark matter object. Scientists believe that dark matter makes up most of the mass in the universe, yet it cannot be directly observed. It doesn't emit light, reflect radiation, or interact with normal matter in a way that can be measured. But if Voyager 1 had encountered a dense concentration of dark matter, could it have affected the spacecraft's movement in ways we don't yet understand? Then came an even more disturbing possibility: a primordial black hole. Unlike the supermassive black holes at the centers of galaxies, primordial black holes are theorized to be ancient microscopic anomalies, leftovers from the birth of the universe itself. Though small, they can be incredibly dense, with gravity strong enough to alter the motion of objects passing nearby. If Voyager 1 had somehow strayed close to such an object, it could explain the strange changes in its trajectory. But there was still one final chilling possibility. What if this wasn't a natural phenomenon at all? What if Voyager 1 had encountered something completely beyond our scientific understanding, something artificial, something alive? NASA engineers began working around the clock, digging into every line of code and every subsystem that could still be remotely accessed. They considered software glitches, hardware degradation, cosmic ray interference, and every technical cause they could imagine. Nothing fit. The systems were functioning. The instruments were reading correctly. Voyager 1 was talking, but what it was saying made no sense. Then came the breakthrough. Hidden within the chaos was a fragment, a repeatable sequence embedded deep in the transmission. It didn't belong to any known data structure used by Voyager. It resembled no onboard code, and it wasn't from Earth. It was foreign, a pattern, intentional. It was as if something, or someone, had piggybacked on the transmission and inserted a message not from Voyager, but through Voyager. The data wasn't random noise, after all. It resembled early-stage encryption, not just numbers, but organized repeating bits. One part seemed to replicate prime numbers, another resembled binary fractals, mathematical signatures of intelligence. It was as if something had discovered Voyager 1, understood it, and was now using it to communicate back.